evening. For this session, we'll have to discuss linked lists as part of our ongoing course, Data Structures and Algorithm. So, last time we have discussed about sorting algorithms and arrays, including aspects of pointers. Now this time, you'll have to understand linked lists like a chain of people where each people is like a node and each person holds two things. That's an item like a number, a name, or object that identifies them as a person, and a pointer, which is a way to point to the next person in the chain. Hence, in C#, this chain is already represented to us by linked list T. T there represents the type of item you want to store, like integer, string, or even a custom class. And again, in an instance like linked list int, it shall be a chain of numbers, whereas a linked list of string should be a chain of words. What exactly is a linked list? A linked list is a linear data structure used for storing the elements in a contiguous manner. The elements in a linked list are linked with each other using pointers, or in other words, linked list consists of nodes where each node contains a data field and a reference or link to the next node in the list. So each node contains two parts: the data and its address. The data refers to each node of a linked list which can store the data, and the address, which refers to each node of a linked list that contains an address to the next node called next. In simple words, a linked list consists of nodes where each node contains a data field and a reference or link or pointer to the next node in the list. We have here an example of a single linked list. We have here the head containing the data and the representative reference which points to the next node. As we move forward, the linked list T is a generic collection class in C# which implements a double-ended linked list and is used to store a collection of the same type of values. It is a doubly linked list, what you see in the screen now. Therefore, each node points forward to the next node and backward to the previous node. A DLL list or doubly linked list contains an extra pointer, typically called the previous pointer. Nakita natin ito yung pabalik, together with the next pointer as shown in the image. Take note, the linked list T has its dynamic collection that grows according to the need of your program. And with this context, it provides fast interaction and removing of elements. So, what's the difference of linked list with an array? With an array, all items sit next to each other in memory, like your arrangement in a row. Whereas into a linked list, we see that the items are scattered, but we know who comes next and sometimes who comes before through their addresses. The linked list belongs to the system collections generic namespace and implements iCollection, I collection T, enumerable, IEnumerable T, serializable, and deserialization callback interfaces. So linked list here is a general purpose linked list as it supports enumerators. So you can remove nodes and reinsert them either in the same list or in another list, which results in the additional object allocated in the heap. Insertion and removal are O of 1 operations. Additionally, each node in a linked list object is the type linked list node. The linked list class does not leave the list in an inconsistent state, because when the linked list is empty, the first and last properties contains null. Also, the linked list is doubly linked, therefore each node points forward to the next node and backward to the previous node. Finally, remember that the capacity of a linked list is the number of elements the linked list can hold, and it allows to store duplicate elements of the same type. So we don't need to worry about that. So the generic linked list collection class in C# provided the following constructors that can use to create an instance of the linked list class, which includes the linked list, which initializes a new instance of the generic linked class that is empty. We have also the linked list IEnumerable T collection, which initializes a new instance of the generic linked list class that contains elements copied from the specified system that collections IEnumerable and has a sufficient capacity to accommodate the number of elements copied. So here, the parameter collection specifies the system collections IEnumerable whose elements are copied to the new generic list, and if the collection is null, then it will throw an argument null exception. Third, the linked list serialization info streaming context is a constructor where it initializes a new instance of the generic linked list class, which is serializable with the specified system.runtime serialization info and the system runtime serialization streaming context. So dito naman, the parameter info specifies a system runtime serialization info object which contains the information required to serialize the generic linked list. The parameter context specifies a system.runtime serialization streaming context object containing the source and destination of the serialized stream associated with the generic linked list. For us to better understand this, we'll have to do this in the laboratory exercise later on. So let's see how to create a linked list collection using the linked list constructor in C#. So we're applying the first constructor that we have mentioned a while back in the previous slide. Step 1, as the generic linked list collections class belongs to the collections the generic namespace. So first, we need to import the system that collections the generic namespace into our program. So kailangan bahagi ito lagi ng ating code segment when we try to do it in C#. Next, we need to create an instance of the linked list T collection class using the linked list constructor. In this case, we need to use the linked list constructor, and then the type of the linked list specified, and the linked list name, like a normal variable name or array name, and then the new constructor, linked list, and then the type of the linked list. So we'll see a sample. So there are 6 elements that we can actually maximize with generic linked list collection, and that's the add after with a linked list node and a linked list new node here to add the specified new node after the specified existing node in the generic list. The second one, add after linked list node T node, comma T value. This is used to add a new node containing a specified value for the specified existing node in the generic linked list. We also have, which is a method used to add the specified new node before a specified existing node, kung meron ng existing node. We also have an add before linked list node using its T value, which is a method to use to add a new node containing the specified value before the specified existing node in the generic linked list. Fifth would be an add first. This method naman is used to add a new node at the very beginning, at the start of the generic linked list. And the add first T value is a method used to add a new node at the end of the generic linked list. So, sorry, first pala, at the start of the linked list. We also have the add last. Meron tayong add first kanina, we have also add last. So this method naman here specifies, is a method used to add a new node at the end of the generic linked list. And then the linked list add last, medyo magkaiba ito, is a method used to add a new node containing the specified value at the end of the generic linked list. So I hope we would be able to apply all of these elements as part of our exercise. So here's an example. So here we use a string declaration under the linked list collection class, and we have declared a new constructor linked list by adding Philippines at the last of the node, or at the end of the node, and then Canada, and then Japan. In this case, since add last is being used, the last country you will see in the list would automatically be Japan. And if this is only the list of elements in the linked list, then we'd see Philippines at the first, then Canada, and then Japan. Now, how do we access the generic linked list? So we can access the elements of a generic linked list collection in C# using a for each loop. In this case, we call in the linked list directly to a variable item so that we can print them as part of the for each statement. Take note that as the linked list collection class does not have any indexer or index, so we cannot access elements using their indexes. That's why hindi natin pwedeng gamitin C4. So, pinaka-best na gamitin ay C for each. No, remember po. So, here is an example of here is the complete program that we can do in the laboratory later. I'll be sending the code snippet, and the output will have to be this way. Okay. Now, how to remove the elements from the linked list? If a while back we were able to add or place a certain value or node in between, before or after an existing node, then we can also remove elements from the linked list. So we'll just have to use the remove method here as seen in the screen. You can also remove the first node using the remove first, and the last node in the generic linked list using remove last method. Finally, we can also clear the nodes from the linked list, including all nodes, I would like to specify, using the clear method. So here is a example. Again, this allows us to add. We have to remove here, and then we'll try to display here. Another one to display another linked list after removing the item and removing the last element or node in the generic linked list. Okay, so don't worry, we'll try to run this so you'll be able to see. So the complete code snippet is here, and we'll see how the elements have been added, have been removed using the specified methods. So, how to check the availability of elements in a generic? Siyempre, you would want to know if the generic linked list has null elements in it, or how many elements that does it contain. So if you want to check whether an element exists or not in the generic linked list collection, then we can just use the contains the value method, which is associated to the generic linked list class. This method is used to determine whether a value is in the generic linked list. And here, the parameter value specifies the value to locate the generic linked list. The value can be null for reference types, and it returns true if the value is found in the generic linked list. Otherwise, it returns false. So here is an example. Say we have added India, USA, Sri Lanka, UK, and Japan in the linked list, and then we try to display them here from this point onwards, and we try to check if the value contains India, which returns true, and if Bangladesh exists in the linked list, which returns false, as you can see here in the sample output. So sounds fine and simple, but you just need to apply some bit of logic for us to better understand how this linked list works well in C#. So we see that the linked list has been practically working in both various elements, and we can insert and remove items in the middle. We can add and remove lots of items without worrying about shifting things around. However, Linked lists may also be difficult in terms of finding specific node or value which you have to walk through from the chain from the start up to the end. And with this operation, it uses memory because each of the node not only stores the items but of course the pointers. So for inquiries or questions, I would love to hear them. Just notify me, and thank you very much.